So I just got out of yoga, and this morning I realized how much of my time and energy I spend seeking validation from other people. So in this video I want to talk about what to do if you recognize that you're seeking validation, seeking kind of attention from other people, and just what to do about it, because I know a lot of us out there struggle with this of seeking validation from other people. So what I realized this morning, I was sitting in the yoga class. This is, I'll just actually point to it right over there in the yoga. And this is a free yoga class in a place called One Niman in Chiang Mai. And I was sitting in class doing the yoga stuff, and I kept looking around, seeing who was around me, seeing what they were doing, and just being so self-conscious and, noticing, was I doing it right? Was I looking like a good yogi? And then I was reflecting also on a lot of my behavior in the last couple of days on social media, and just kind of caring about what other people think so much. And there's nothing wrong with this, of course, unless it's out of control, unless it's taking over kind of your creative abilities, unless it's stopping you from just living your truth and doing what you want to do. And so I want to talk today about what you can do to mitigate some of this attention-seeking behavior. And really, for me, what it comes down to is mindfulness and being aware of your behavior as you're doing it. So for me, this is one of the great powers of mindfulness, and this is something that Thich Nhat Hanh calls the miracle of mindfulness, which is that you don't necessarily have to do anything else but be mindful of these kind of unwholesome qualities that you're seeing. And mindfulness itself will take care of the rest. So the way it works is, for me, when I practice being aware of what's going on in my body and my mind, the more aware I am of attention-seeking behavior, in that moment you become aware of it, it's like taking off the chains, taking off the shackles of being imprisoned by these thoughts. And it's simply that moment of noticing, oh, I'm seeking attention right now, or I'm seeking validation, or I want validation from someone else. The moment you notice it is a moment of liberation. And it might be liberation just for 1 second or 2 seconds. And then, 3 seconds later, you might put the shackles back on and start seeking validation again. But in those moments of awareness, those moments of noticing that you're looking around, trying to see who's there, and I'm going to pause for a second because there's an airplane going overhead. So this is what happens when you live in Chiang Mai. So, in those moments, you can be aware of the behavior. And especially if you can label it and just say, have this kind of quiet voice in your head that says, oh, this is attention seeking, or oh, this is validation seeking, or oh, I'm searching or craving for something right now. In those moments, you liberate yourself. And the more often you can do this, the more you can come back to your center, the more often you can come back to who you are, what you want to be doing, living your own truth. And it's a beautiful thing when you can see it, when you can recognize it, and you can liberate yourself from the behavior, because the thing is, it's so painful to be seeking validation from someone else, because it's an external thing that you can never control. You can never control, and you don't even know. That's the other thing. You don't know what people are thinking. It's all based on your thoughts. Do you think that they're approving of you? And so the true, path to happiness, to inner freedom, is, can you learn to validate yourself? To say and trust in your own goodness, to trust in that you're doing fine, that you're a lovable and good human being. So, how to deal with validation? Practice mindfulness, be aware of what's going on in the mind, and then label it when you see it. When you recognize that you're seeking validation, whether it's on social media, whether you're out at a bar and, trying to hit on someone, wherever you are, whether maybe you're at work and you're looking for validation there, just be aware, notice it, label it, and then the miracle of mindfulness is that it does the work all itself. But what's important is that this is, predicated on actually knowing how to practice mindfulness. And mindfulness is a word that gets thrown around a lot in our society, and often, you don't get the full picture of what it is. A lot of people kind of think it's just kind of being in the present moment, but there's a little bit more to that, to mindfulness, and it's really bringing this attitude of curiosity and kindness towards what's happening. So being in the present moment, being aware of what's arising in the present moment, and then turning towards that with kindness and curiosity. So if you can do that towards validation seeking, it's a very powerful thing. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, of course, I'll always ask you just for two things. One, give it a thumbs up if you can. And then also, if you like this content, then subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithms. And share it with a friend if you feel like it. So that's all I ask. And yeah, let me know what you like. Let me know what you want to see on this channel. And that's it. Peace. Saying goodbye from One Niman in Chiang Mai after the morning yoga. I love you all. Hope you're all well. Bye.